everyone, welcome to yoga. My name is Taylor, and if you have blocks available for you, I'd recommend grabbing them. If not, that's completely fine. I thought that just using blocks as props could be a nice way to begin today's practice. So with that said, we'll start in a laying down position, and if you have blocks, basically, one block is going to go under your head and one is going to go by the shoulders. You can choose the height that you would prefer for your heart opener, but the one under your head will be a little bit higher and the one under your shoulders will be a little bit lower. So it might take just a couple adjustments to find the sweet spots that make this feel really nice, but basically, you'll just kind of find the shoulders and place the first block under there. And then for the second block, just find a nice place under the head that feels comfortable for the second block. But again, if you prefer this one to be a little bit lower, just adjust until you feel comfortable, and then you can kind of allow your arms to rest out beside you, or you can bring one hand to the heart, one to the belly, but I think I'm going to have them out to the sides. You can have your feet mat width distance with the knees knocked in towards each other. You can maybe have the legs out in front of you, or you can maybe have the soles of the feet touching as you knock the knees out towards the sides. So a lot of options. Take your time to kind of find what best fits you today. And then when you've made all those little adjustments, allowing yourself to find some stillness, closing the eyes, maybe just softening the gaze down towards the ground, and allow yourself to be fully here, letting go of anything else that you've had to accomplish today, any stresses, just really allowing yourself to be here. And the best way to do that is by tuning into your breath. You don't have to change anything about the breath, but allow it to be this effortless wave-like motion of inhales to exhales. Allow your inhales to fill you up completely and your exhales to slowly release. We'll be here for a few rounds of breath, setting the pace for a nice, soft practice today. Noticing if you're holding on to any tension anywhere in the body, and allowing yourself to feel supported against these blocks. Few more moments of stillness. And within the next couple rounds of breath, maybe just wiggling the fingertips. If your knees were bent, maybe just stretching out the arms, making any movements to kind of reawaken the body after those few rounds of breath here in this heart opener. And if your eyes were closed, just blinking them open, and we'll slowly release the blocks out from underneath you. You can leave them right to the side of you, just so if you need them at any other point during practice, they're available for you. And then we'll come down onto the back. We'll have the feet about hip-width distance, knees bent, feet hip-width distance, as close as you can to your sits bones. And we're just going to do some bridge roll-ups here. So again, just focusing on breath and a little bit of movement. So on our inhales, we'll start with the whole spine on the mat, and on your next inhale, we'll begin to lift up through the hips. Just not your most extreme bridge or anything, but just a very soft bridge, just getting the legs engaged, still opening up that heart. Shoulders are on the mat, glued to the mat, a little tuck of the chin, and then on your exhales, vertebrae by vertebrae, releasing back down to the ground. We'll do that a few times, so inhaling to lift up through the hips, and exhale to slowly release. Using your own breath at your own pace, inhaling to lift, and exhale to slowly release. If you'd like to incorporate your arms on your next inhale, as you lift your hips, you can bring your arms up and back behind the head, so lengthening the arms behind you. And then on your exhale, just slowly releasing those arms right beside the body again. So a couple more rounds if you choose to use arms, inhaling to lift the arms as you lift the hips. Then exhale to slowly release. One more time, inhaling to lift. And exhale to release. Bring the feet to about mat width distance, knocking the knees in towards each other. A nice round of breath here. Neutralizing the spine. And then slowly releasing your knees over to the right side. So just a slight thing. Your inhale, lifting back up to center. Exhaling to knock the knees over to the left, maybe gazing at the right. And again, inhaling to lift back to center, bringing your knees in towards the chest, wrapping your arms around your legs, rocking side to side, just giving that low back a little massage. And then we'll bring our hands to the outside of the thighs, beginning to rock forward and back until you've gained enough momentum to come into a seated position of your choice. Any seated position. I'm going to go cross-legged. But if something else is calling for you, go for it. And then maybe rocking a little bit side to side, finding those sits bones so you can find a nice stable base as you find length through the spine to the crown of the head. We'll inhale again, maybe closing the eyes, finding that length, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, and exhale right ear towards the right shoulder. You can stay here or maybe begin to tuck the chin towards chest, coming over to the left side. But experiment here, see what feels good. Maybe you want to roll the shoulders forward and back. Just getting rid of any little kinks that you're already feeling. Breathing into any areas that you're feeling a little bit tender. And when you're ready, find length once again. And bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the tailbone. On our inhale, finding a bit of length. And on our exhale, a soft twist, maybe gazing behind the left shoulder. And as we come back to center, we'll keep that right hand on the left knee, and we'll bring that left arm over the right, so the left hand is over by the right knee. So your arms are crossed, and then you can kind of tuck the chin towards chest and really feel the space between the shoulders. So we're kind of in a cat-like back here. Tucking chin towards chest, rounding the spine, feeling the space between the shoulders. Any micro movements that you think would feel good here, just really subtle movements in the neck. And then slowly releasing. And we'll bring the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the tailbone. Again, inhaling and exhaling, lengthening and twisting, maybe gazing behind the right shoulder. And when you're ready to come back to center, we'll cross that right hand or right arm over the left. Finding that cross-armed as we tuck the chin towards chest, once again coming into that cat-like back here. Few rounds of breath, breathing right into the shoulder area. And slowly unwinding as we make our way into tabletop. So tabletop, wrists and shoulders align, knees and hips align, fingers are spread wide, pressing through the palms and knuckles. We're already feeling that core engagement as we find length through the crown of the head. And then on our inhale, bringing the belly down towards the ground, opening up the chest, maybe lifting head and gaze. Exhaling, belly to spine, up to the sky, releasing your head and neck down towards the ground. And going through these two motions of cat and cow, making it your own. So adding any organic movements that feel good to you. Maybe you just want to rock forward and back a little bit. Maybe finding some circles with the hips or gazing behind one shoulder and then the other, finding some lateral stretches. But whatever you're feeling, I encourage you to close the eyes, focus in on the sensations within the body, and just flow to where feels good. When you're in your cat posture, really pressing your hands away from the ground, again, feeling that space between the shoulders as the crown of the head is facing down towards the ground. And on your inhales, really opening up the chest, rolling those shoulders back and down, exaggerating it. And once you're ready to find that neutral tabletop once again, we'll walk our hands out in front of us, finding puppy. So relaxing the forehead onto the ground as the tailbone stays up towards the sky. It's kind of like that down dog shaped back. If you want a little bit more, you can bring the chin to the mat instead. Nice round of breath here. Maybe a nice inhale through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. And on your next exhale, just bring those hips towards the heels as we make our way into child's pose for a few rounds of breath. Deep inhale, long exhale. And within the next breath or two, we'll make our way into down dog. So tucking the toes under, lifting the tailbone to the sky. And I don't know about you, but I could use some pedals in my feet. Hamstrings feeling a little tight. Nice bend in the knees, feels really good. Again, pressing the hands away from the ground. Really feeling the belly towards the thighs. Shoulders away from the ears. Maybe you want to go up to the tippy toes and back down. And when you're ready, find some stillness. If that time comes, finding your stillness. Inhaling the right leg towards the sky and exhale to open up the hip. So bring that right foot over to the left. Maybe you want to make some circles with your knee or roll out the ankle. Still feeling an even distribution of your weight between your two hands. And then we'll slowly bring that right foot back down to the mat. Inhaling the left leg to the sky and exhale to open up the hip. Again, movement or stillness. And when you're ready, slowly releasing that left foot back down to the mat. With as many steps as you can, begin to walk your feet to the front of the mat. Inhaling to half lift when you get there, lengthening from the tailbone to the crown of the head, fingers to your shins. And exhale to fold. A nice generous bend in the knees might be what you need. And I encourage that. Just letting it hang your head, hang your arms, just releasing any tension, shaking the head yes and no and yes again. And then once again, inhaling to half lift. And exhale to fold. Inhaling your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. One inhale here, and an exhale out through the mouth. Inhaling, arms back to the sky. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to plant the hands, left leg back, low lunge. Making any adjustments here to get comfortable. The right knees over the right ankle. Feeling the inner thighs pressing towards each other, so feeling that nice center line of energy through the body here. Head is an extension of the spine. Like I mentioned earlier, blocks might be exactly what you need here, so if you're feeling yourself hunching, grab hold of your blocks so you can have a nice long spine here. One more deep inhale, and one more exhale. Slowly lowering that back knee onto the mat. So you're in a low lunge with back knee lowered. And on your inhale, opening up your chest here. Exhale to lengthen through that right leg, toes towards the sky, half split. Inhaling to half lift in your half split. And exhale to refold. Again, inhale to half lift. And exhale to fold. A nice round of breath here, fold it. And we'll slowly rebend that front knee, planting the left hand onto the mat and inhaling the right arm to the sky. Option to lift that back knee off of the mat, and option to bring the right hand to the right knee. So you can really press the right hand into the knee and press the knee back into the hand. So you're creating a little bit of tension so you can really get into that nice twist here. Lifting that arm back towards the sky if it isn't already. One more deep inhale. And on the exhale, bringing the right hand inside of the right foot, finding a runner's lunge. You might want to walk the right foot out just a bit. And if you want to find some movement in the hips here a little bit, that could feel good. Just kind of rocking that back knee forward, or back foot forward and back. One more deep inhale, and one more exhale. Bring the right foot to meet the left at the back of the mat, inhaling in your plank. Exhale to slowly lower to the ground, keeping the elbows nice and close. You can always lower the knees first, untucking the toes so you're pressing the front of your feet into the mat. Inhaling to open up the chest. Cobra, or if you're feeling up dog, you can go into up dog. One more nice round of breath. After your next inhale, on your exhale, finding your down dog. Maybe finding complete stillness right away. A deep inhale and a long exhale. Gazing forward, a nice bend in the knees, walking the feet to the front of the mat. Inhaling to half lift and exhale to fold. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, a nice deep inhale, slow exhale. Inhaling, arms to the sky. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, plant hands, right leg back, left leg stays forward. Maybe you choose to grab the blocks on this side as well. So a nice long spine, open chest here. Feeling the thighs pressing towards each other. And then slowly lowering the back knee onto the mat. A nice inhale to open up the chest here. Exhale to lengthen through the left leg, half split, toes to the sky. Inhaling to half lift. Exhale to fold. Once again, inhale to half lift. And exhale to fold. One more nice round of breath here, finding length where you can and a little bit more depth if it's available. And then slowly rebending that front knee. Planting the right hand onto the mat, lifting the left arm to the sky. Option to keep that back knee lowered or lifting it up. Option to keep the left hand towards the sky or bring it to the left knee so we can find as deep as a twist as you would like. Really focusing on opening up the chest as you turn. And if you need to, inhaling the left arm back to the sky and exhale to release inside of the left foot, maybe walking that left foot out just a little bit to create some space here in your runner's lunge. And this time, bring the right foot forward, finding a Malasana squat. So in a Malasana squat, you can always grab hold of a block and bring it underneath the sits bones to have more of a restorative posture. You can bring your elbows to the inner thighs, bringing hands to heart center so we can find that nice open chest along spine. Breathing here. One more inhale and an exhale. Slowly bringing the hands towards the ground, lifting the tailbone towards the sky. A nice inhale to half lift and an exhale to fold. Once more, inhaling to half lift and exhaling to fold. Inhaling, arms to the sky, and exhale to fold, tucking and curling as well. So coming onto the balls of the feet, bringing the belly towards the thighs, maybe wrapping your arms around your legs or extending the hands out in front of you. A subtle tuck of the chin towards the chest. And we'll just stay here for a moment. And slowly releasing the sits bones onto the ground as we come onto the back. Bringing your feet once again, hip width distance, knees bent, nice and close to the sits bones. And we'll come into one more bridge. This time you can make it as intense or as soft as you'd like. If you'd prefer more of a restorative bridge, you can bring your block underneath your sacrum. But whatever you're feeling, on your inhale, lifting the hips up and finding your expression of bridge. Finding that breath and noticing how the breath changes the posture. One more deep inhale. And on your exhale, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming down onto the mat. Finding your happy baby, so maybe the outside, the big toe, the inside of the foot, wherever feels most comfortable, grab hold of it, and then create that happy baby shape. You'd like to little rock side to side. It could feel nice to lengthen one leg and then lengthen the other leg. And then slowly releasing those feet, bringing both knees in towards chest, wrapping the arms around the legs once again. And then we'll bring the forehead towards the knees, creating a small little ball, maybe tensing up in the toes, the fingers, the eyelids, the mouth, the jaw. One more deep inhale. And exhaling to release into your final relaxation posture. Taking up space, feeling heavy, maybe just letting go of any tension in the shoulders, rocking the hips a little bit, allowing yourself to feel completely comfortable here. And then going through a little body scan. So starting with the toes, and you don't need to move anything, but just notice them and maybe imagine how each part of the body feels without looking. So just feeling it, sensing that body, being mindful about that area. So starting with the toes, and then your feet and ankles, allowing your calves and shins to feel relaxed. Noticing the knees and loosening the knees up. Becoming aware of the thighs and your hips. Bringing awareness and relaxation up the whole spine, through the neck to the crown of the head. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing your biceps, your triceps, your forearms. Noticing your fingers and your hands. Allowing the mouth to become relaxed and the cheeks and your eyes. Noticing your organs and noticing space there. Your heart. And then imagining the whole body and allowing your whole body, your whole self, to be completely relaxed. Enjoy this sensation of complete relaxation. And as always, I encourage you to stay in this meditative position for as long as you have available. I hope this practice was nice and restorative for you, and that you feel really great for the rest of your day. So thank you for practicing, and have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.